Welcome to KocoSports. I am the huge one, aka the idiot, Dave Coco, and we're going to try something new with the site. Do a little audio to go with the story. This is about the UFC results. Why are we still talking about this? Khabib is the greatest human being at interviews. Overall, I thought the pay per view was absolutely awesome. Some wackiness towards the end. I was happy that Karate Hottie won. The Derrick Lewis Volkov fight was beyond amazing for comebacks. I thought that and the post interview with him was absolutely amazing. This was actually just a fun, entertaining UFC from top to bottom. And of course, you had Ferguson, Pettis, and going into this, I was like, oh man, there's one more fight before the Conor fight, and I was like, whatever. And dude, they went to war. They had a clinic. They were just two fucking warriors, and I'd love to see a rematch. Then you had Khabib versus Conor. Some people are calling it the fight of the century, the greatest fight in UFC history. I guess that would be a question of the day. In your opinion, hype-wise, not result-wise, but hype-wise and all that, what do you think the biggest UFC fight in history was? Do you think it was a Randy Couture fight? Do you think it was a Brock Lesnar fight? I think, in my opinion, I'm an older fan. I thought Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz won was probably the biggest fight hype-wise in the history of the UFC for me. And now I believe that's going to be in Bellator. If it hasn't happened already, I got to follow Bellator more. So, yeah, but this one was pretty pumped up, pretty hyped. I was excited. And Conor got out wrestled, got his neck cranked in the championship fourth round. Khabib won. A lot of people are saying they shouldn't be a rematch. And granted, we're going to talk about the ending already, but I think it should be. Conor's really good on adjusting his game. I think there could be a rematch. Now, Khabib wins. He's not the police, according to him. And he climbs over the fence and basically beats the hell out of a cornerman, starts a riot. Some of his friends jump the cage and start beating up Conor McGregor. WWE style, New Jersey white trash gangster style, whatever style you want. But basically, it just turned into a crime fest. And I have mixed feelings, because I'm not going to lie. I found it to be entertaining. I was like, oh shit, this shit's going down. It's going down. There was that part of me. But then there was also the MMA snob in me and be like, oh, pardon me, our sport doesn't need this. So I had mixed feelings. I think everyone had mixed feelings about the ending. Dana White just looked like a sad, defeated parent. He's just like, I'm just disappointed. I'm not even angry. I'm disappointed. I fell in love with Khabib's just fucking post-conference. He walks in with a hat, puts it down, doesn't answer any questions whatsoever. And just puts the hat on as to say good day. It's like the hat is on. No more questions. And my favorite is everyone's interested in what Khabib has to say about this. And he's like, why are we still talking about this? Overall, I was entertained. I do think the politically correct, non-fun people are going to cry a lot more than this. And I saw a tweet by Bruce Blitz, and he brought up a great point. Riots and all that, brawls, we'll just say brawls for the sake of looking for a word. Brawls happen all the time in baseball, like once, twice a year. It happens in the NBA, happens with Mike Tyson, happens in boxing. Why all of a sudden are we being a bunch of bitches? Now, Dana White probably should have controlled it a lot better, but really, Dana White serves no fucking purpose whatsoever. Let's be completely honest. The John Jones situation, because everyone's like pointing at, well, Conor attacked the bus. I understand Conor attacked the bus, but you have to understand, Dana White stands for nothing. His words mean nothing. He's an absolute tool. It means nothing. When John Jones went through that situation with a pregnant woman and nothing happened, then bam, there are no consequences from the UFC. The only consequences there are is bad performances and not selling pay-per-views. But you could do coke, you could start riots, you can beat each other with the bus, and the UFC is not going to give a shit. You know why? Because they have the Papa Nevada Athletic Commission. He could just go up there and be like, hey guys, I'm a classy person. It's up to Papa Nevada. But you know he's begging Papa Nevada to do nothing. He's like, hey, Papa Nevada, don't do shit, okay? We got to sell pay-per-views. So, breaking news. Dana White is full of shit. Back to you, Tom. But to me, I just, whatever Nevada gets them at a penalty, then do it. But, I mean, if real sports and history has taught us anything, is that, come on, the rules don't apply to everybody. So, Khabib, go ahead, beat the fuck out of whoever the fuck you want. John Jones, snort whatever you want. Run away from old ladies and pregnant ladies. Do whatever you want, John Jones. Conor, sure, attack buses. Who gives a shit? Human beings are fucking horrible. And obviously Dana White's going to do nothing about it. And Papa Nevada could be bought off. So, my prediction is that. But I love how people are getting all offensive and be like, oh my God, one guy minus another guy. And it's like, hey, listen. There is a reason to compare other crimes. There is a reason to compare punishments. But the UFC, they have a track record of doing nothing. So spoiler, they're going to do nothing. And Papa Nevada is just going to be like, hey, pay my Papa Nevada prices and get the fuck out of here, kid. So, yeah, and I don't understand why you guys are getting worked up. Like, it was an awesome moment. It was an embarrassing moment. Yeah, it just depends on your view. But overall, nothing is going to happen. All right? For the love of fucking Christ, John Jones is going to return to the UFC. All right? Conor McGregor, you know, civil lawsuits are going to hold up a hell of a lot more than, you know, lawsuits. And mad props to Conor for not fucking pressing charges. And Khabib, here's the thing. I talked about this beforehand. This happens a lot in Japan. I live in Japan. It's when a fighter is so good and loses, all of a sudden they were overhyped and sucked. That was my biggest fear, and I haven't seen it yet, but I am a little worried about that because I thought whoever won this fight, minus brawls, was the best fighter in the world right now. Active best fighter in the world. You know, a lot of the best fighters in the world are getting up there in age, but as of right now, I think the winner of this was the best fighter in the world. And I hope there's a rematch and all that. So I'm really excited. To me, I was completely entertained. I just think we are in a reality of just people overreact. You know, it's like, oh my God, you did. Dude, just know Dana's not going to do anything. Problem solved. Just know Vegas is corrupt. Problem solved. Now, I guess second question of the night. What matchups would you like to see next? You know, with Ferguson, Pettis, with that group of four men, I could see a lot of great fights. You know, I could see a lot of great rematches. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see what Vegas will do. Overall, yeah, it's shitty, but it's not as shitty as some of yous are making it out to be. All right. You know, when a bunch of Detroit Pistons or Pacers go into the crowd and beat the shit out of people, no one says the NBA is dead. They're just like, yeah, that was interesting. So roll with the punches. That was interesting. Let's see what happens. Do you think Conor can adjust enough to beat Khabib? All wonderful questions. I plan on doing a lot more short audios like this, giving my opinion and starting conversation. I think this is how we're going to rebuild our site and channel. Will it fail? Maybe. But subscribe to find out. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out KocoSports.net. A bunch of old people, not politically correct. You know, we're not politically correct, but we're also not outrageous. That's a nice slogan for our site. But we're hoping to rebuild it, give one more run at it. We've failed often, but, you know, we failed so much that we're used to failing. I should have ended this video a long time ago. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully, we'll do more audios and rebuild this channel. Much love for those that remember us. With that, I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-na-na-na.